Welcome to Coding Blind Tech. Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Coding Blind Tech, and in this video we're going to take a look at NVDA Screen Reader beta version. Just came out June 10th, 2026. So the primary thing we're going to be looking at in this video is they have a new command where you can do NVDA modifier key X, and X as an X-ray. So from what I've read, that will take the last thing spoken by NVDA and it will put it in a place where not only can you listen to it back with NVDA plus X, but you can also do NVDA plus X twice. So, or NVDA, hold down NVDA modifier key and then press X twice, and it will give you a browse mode. So we're going to take a look at that together. All right, so getting started, I'm going to Google.
Link about.
And I am going to go to the search field.
Search landmark. Search combo box collapsed has autocomplete.
Space bar to get into this.
Search combo box collapsed has
Right,
autocomplete
so
multi-line editable
I'm
blank.
going to type NVDA Screen Reader Beta. So NVDA Screen Reader Beta. And I'm going to hit enter.
Beta. End the screen reader.
Alright, so now in Google, I'm just going to hit H for headings.
Clickable search results heading level 1.
Alright, and then I'm going to hit 2 on my top number just to get to the web results.
Main landmark. These are results for end this clickable web results heading level 2.
Alright, so I had to hit it twice, and I'm going to hit H for heading to see the first link or the first thing in the group.
NVDA 2026.2 beta 2 available.
Alright, 2026.2 beta. I'm going to hit enter on this one. This is the first one.
NV access bar NVDA 2026.
Alright, so NV access. So I'm going to go to the top of the page with Control Home.
Clickable navigation landmark heading level 1 link graph.
And I'm going to hit H for headings.
Main landmark news link heading level 2. NVDA 2026.2 beta 2 available for testing heading level 2.
Alright, there we go. So
2026 NVDA 2026.2 beta 2.
So 2026.2 beta
2 space
2
available.
So this is available.
June 10th, 2026 10.
And then you hear there June 10th, 2026.
Beta 2 of NVDA 2026.2 is now available for download and testing. For anyone who is interested in trying out what the next version of NVDA has to offer before it is officially released, we welcome you to download the beta and provide feedback using our link issue reporting process. By installing the beta, you will be opting into NVDA TechS beta channel, and will only receive update notifications for beta and release candidate left paren, RC right paren, builds the latest NVDA version. The last RC in a release cycle is identical to the final stable release.
Okay. All right. So that told us some pretty important information. One thing is if I hit Shift K as in kilo,
issue reporting process visited.
I see there's a link here, issue reporting process. So this is going to be important. You'll want to bookmark this. If you hit enter on this, it does not open in a new tab. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. But I did bookmark this, and then also they're letting us know that once you download the beta version, you will only receive updates for that beta version. In order to get the latest stable release, you'll have to manually go and download that. So that's important to know as well. Okay, so continuing, we're going to actually press K as in kilo to download this.
Latest stable build link.
So let's get to the next link.
List with 3 items. Download NVDA 2026.2 beta 2 link.
All right, there's a download link here. I'm going to hit enter on this.
Download.nvaccess.org wants to save dialog. File name
code. So I'm just going to hit Alt S as in save, and then I'm in Brave web browser, so it asks for that. All right, so now I'm just going to come over here to my downloads folder.
Run dialog. Downloads dash file selected. End the line 2026.
All right, and there it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get this
window
installed.
Dialog. Downloads dialog. Please wait while setup is loading.
And then whenever I get it installed, I'll come back and we will check out the NVDA modifier plus X. All right, so we've got it installed, but this is a little bit different message than you typically would see whenever you first install NVDA. So what I'm looking at now, I'm going to press NVDA modifier key plus B as in Bravo.
Success dialog successfully updated your installation of NVDA. It is recommended to restart Windows after updating. NVDA may malfunction without a restart. Successfully updated your installation of NVDA.
Okay, so that's what I wanted y'all to be aware of. Now, what I'm going to do for this video, I am going to continue because, again, we're just looking at this one NVDA modifier key plus X. So if something does go wrong and NVDA malfunctions, I will restart, come back, and get that taken care of. So, all right, I'm just going to tab to start NVDA.
Restart Windows button. Alt exit NVDA. Start NVDA button. Alt.
All right, I'm going to hit enter on this. Goes down. Comes back.
Downloads dash file explorer. Items view list.
Awesome. So I'm going to Alt F4 off my downloads.
NV access bar NVDA.
And we're going to come over to NV Access website.
Out of list.
So
List
this
with
is
3.
what we just downloaded.
Highlights heading level 3.
And we see highlights. Now, that's the last thing that was spoken. So now let's test this out. NVDA modifier key plus X as an X-ray.
Highlights heading level 3.
Oh, wow. Okay, so highlights heading level 3. Now they say that you can see this in a browse mode. So if we do NVDA modifier key plus X and then X again, so double X.
Highlight on last spoken information. Last spoken information. Clickable highlights heading level 3. Separator.
Nice. Okay, so
Button copy control plus shift plus C button.
oh, wow, and there's a copy here. So let's go to the top of this. Is it truly browsable?
Highlights heading level 3.
So highlights, that's what we copied.
Separator space. Button no indent copy control plus.
Oh, I see, and there's a separator here too. So
Separator.
that's just a line across the screen as far as visually.
Button no indent copy control plus shift plus C button close.
Okay, we can copy, and then there's a close button.
Close button.
So I'm gonna hit enter on the close button.
NV access bar N.
All right, so now
this release includes a new built-in magnifier feature, comma.
We hear that.
Navigation, comma, and expanded speed.
Okay, and then we hear a couple more things, and then I stopped NVDA. Now we're gonna try it again.
Navigation, comma, and expanded speech.
All right, we hear the last thing. So I did NVDA modifier key plus X, and you hear the last thing that it read. I'm gonna do it again.
Navigation, comma, and expanded speech and braille capabilities.
Okay, so that's nice. And then let's look at what's in the browse mode now.
Navigate pane. Last spoken in.
And I'm gonna go to the top.
Clickable navigation, comma, and expanded speech and braille capabilities.
Okay, navigation, speech.
Separator space. Button no indent copy control plus shift.
Awesome. Okay, and I'll do some more testing, but I assume that I could read a whole bunch of information at one time, like with a read all, and then it would be in there, and then I could copy out bits and pieces. This is extremely useful, at least to me, if I'm talking in a meeting or if I'm listening to something and I want to have it right under my fingertips whenever I'm in a different window, like if I'm filling out a form based off of some information. Oh, a good example, in OBS, I had to update the actual scene and then the source for vertical. And so I had to go in and do some left crop, right crop, and the information I had written down, what those pixels needed to be for each one, I could have actually used this to have that available right in front. And I know NVDA modifier key plus C is in copy will show you the last thing you copied, but again, you have to copy that. So, and that's also not browsable where you can just left arrow, right arrow, up and down and get through by word or line. So, all right, well, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. I definitely learned something, and I definitely look forward to having this in the latest stable version, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.